that just happened? You missed it. It wasn't even on camera. My cat just jumped up and attacked Spencer. That cat likes him. Okay, so Spencer got me hooked on BBD. He brought some vanilla the first time. So I have friends who go on cruises. So we got the white chocolate to try. And then what else we got?
We've got coconut.
The coconut. Now, what was it? The first place you got it was at Cayman.
Here in Cayman Island.
And now you can get it at Nassau as well. So, fresh crack. Oh, that's clear.
Did
because the vanilla is like gold.
Did Carl tell you my new nickname?
Carl?
Crack Goat.
Crack Goat.
Yeah.
That's another name. That's the nice side of Kyle.
Yes, who we're supposed to have scripts, so I forgot our scripts. Because he said
But you got rid of
we kind of just lingered last time.
Lingered. What?
Oh, that is good. White chocolate. Too bad you're not here. Oh. Oof. So we were talking at dinner, we were talking about the live action remake they're doing of
How to Train Your Dragon.
How to Train Your Dragon. And then we're doing a Sour Monkey. I'm trying to slide over to his screen. Oh yeah, it is 9.5%. It's a sour triple by Victory Brewing. But it's actually, from what I understand, the How to Train Your Dragon remake is being made by the same director who did the first one, the animated one. He loves it so much that he wanted to be involved, and they were happy for it to go. The nice. This is pucker up as Sour Monkey swirling citrus notes and a lemony bite bring a complex experience to alleviate. It's a 9.5%.
That's dangerous.
Yeah, you definitely. It's going to be tart. Mm. Oh yeah, that's as dangerous as that BBD.
Mm-hmm.
I was running through the parking lot as my coworker gave me the 2 bottles, one in each hand, a BBD. Just double fisting the BBD. So, if you're ever on vacation, go into the liquor stores down there and ask for some BBD. Or just stand there like Spencer did, because everyone was afraid to ask for it by name.
And the guy goes, "Let me guess, you're looking for the BBD."
Yeah, you know me. You down with BBD? Yeah, you know me. I went down to the Cayman Islands. All I got for my wife was a BBD. But my son was interested. Did you ever watch the Bad Guys animated movie?
I have not yet.
With Clooney. That's really good. And they come out with part 2 as well.
Okay.
I really enjoyed that. It's based on a kid's book. I can't wait for the Wild Robot to come out on video.
I want to see that.
So
I'm actually interested in Skeleton Crew.
Oh yeah,
I want to check that out.
Hopefully
that doesn't get canceled after 1 season.
The new Star Wars with the kids, right?
Yeah.
But there's one big name actor, isn't it? Who's in it? Or
It's
he's got to look it up.
I do. He played Dumbledore in
Jude Law.
Yeah.
In the Fantastic Beasts movie. Yeah, Jude's been getting into everything. I like Jude. I mean, you know. What was he? When did he get in trouble for? Doing something with his nanny or something?
Don't they all? I feel like it's a rite of passage in Hollywood.
Yeah. It definitely is. My wife's got me hooked on a show on Netflix called Unstable with Rob Lowe. They've got 2 seasons. And he's like this genius who's kind of odd, crazy. He's an odd way he thinks. And you come to find in the beginning, his wife has passed away, so he's dealing with that, and his kid doesn't want to have anything to do with him. You find out the kid who's playing his kid is actually his real life kid. So the dynamic's pretty good. They work well off of each other.
Yeah.
You know, and I've never been a big Rob Lowe fan, but he's kind of won me over with this. So Unstable on Netflix.
The last 2 things I've seen him in have been pretty decent. He does that
As he's getting older, is it something?
that 911 Lone Star.
Yeah.
He's not terrible in that. And then he was on the Orville.
Oh, was he?
It was a ongoing role, but it was only every couple episodes.
Okay.
He was the guy that the captain of the ship, his wife cheated on him with.
Okay. I think I only saw the first season of Orville.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, no, I need to go back and watch it. Sorry, Kyle, we did not get our scripts printed out from our printer that you sent over to us. I'm sorry. I didn't say priority on the message. And you didn't send it. So we're going to have to wing it.
I feel like that might have been a failure on the production side of things.
It could be. It very well could be. I mean, we're missing half of our production crew.
Yeah.
They viewed some things as being more important.
Yeah.
Like spending time with their child at a football game, even though nobody's into football.
Yeah.
You know, but you know, when the team's winning,
Yeah.
you got to go.
Yeah.
Spencer might be going to St. Augustine next weekend if they win.
No. I am not.
Besides that, what else is there been going on?
Let's see.
I'm slacking. Did you want to try that coconut one while we're talking? Or?
Sure. I'm trying to think of any movies, TV shows. We talked about Minecraft.
Oh yeah, Minecraft looks awful. Steve's aged really poorly.
It's got a little color to it.
Yeah, it's like halfway between the white chocolate and the vanilla. The vanilla is really yellow. I mean, it looks like pristine pea. Definitely smell that. It smells like, what is that? Lotion you put on?
Oh yeah, suntan lotion.
It smells like suntan lotion. Hopefully it doesn't taste like that. I don't know. I don't know. These are room temperature. These haven't been chilled. I don't know.
It's
got a lot of kick.
yeah.
And white chocolate's smoother, but I don't know. I don't mind it. It's got a definite suntan lotion. Like the vanilla. The white chocolate's my favorite so far. The vanilla is a close second.
Yeah.
That, I think you could find something. You could probably mix that with like a juice or something, I'm sure. What mixes good with coconut? There's got to be something. I'm waiting for the facts, Kyle. Send me the facts. My phone's not ringing. We are live.
You could do a summer snowball with that white chocolate.
Ooh. With Jaeger still?
I'd try it.
I would try it, definitely. A summer smell. Well, what would you do? Tell me what you would accomplish a summer snowball.
See, I was just thinking at first, like, just that
That
with
ice
the
cream?
ice cream. Maybe a little chocolate syrup in there.
Okay.
Maybe I would maybe even go with like a white chocolate syrup just to.
Summer snowball. So you have the snowball with the Jaeger.
Mm-hmm.
God, it's been so long since we've had a good snowball.
I know.
That's his drink, snowball, which is...
Vanilla ice cream, chocolate syrup, and Jaeger.
And you can mix it, the whole bottle.
Yeah.
And then, yeah.
And then have fun.
Tore up from the floor up. We just watched Transformers 1 over on Paramount. Have you got to see that yet?
Not yet.
It's really good. I
Okay.
mean, I would say besides the 1986 original, that's the second best. It's better than Bumblebee and Rise of the Beast. Rise of the Beast was behind Bumblebee. I really enjoyed Rise of the Beast. I don't know if you did.
I refuse to watch it
Why?
because it's they're besmirching the name
How are they besmirching?
of Beast Wars.
You need to watch it. You'll enjoy it. I think you'll really enjoy it. I know you grew up. You were a child of the 90s, 2000s.
90s.
Yeah, and you grew up on Beast Wars, so Beast
Yeah.
Wars was your favorite.
Yeah.
Whereas the original G1 was mine
Yeah.
because I grew up on it. That's why the OG 1986 movie. I'm surprised it's not on streaming anywhere, which blows my mind.
It was at one time because that's how I watched it.
Okay.
Sir.
Yeah, besides that one limited series they had on Netflix where they had included everybody. I don't know if you ever saw that. It was like a 3-piece one.
Mm-mm.
It was like 3 different ones, and each one had like 4 or 5 episodes. The Cybertron something. But they included their trip to Earth where they met the what did you call animaholics? What?
They're
I know it's not animaholics.
so the Decepticons are called Predacons.
Predacons
And then the Maximals.
the Maximals, yes. Well, they were, were actually Optimus. This cat doesn't love any of us like this. He's addicted to your hair or something. Heroin. I mean, something. I mean, look, he's just smiling. The cat's crazy. The cat is crazy.
The real star of the show.
Yeah, I don't know what he put on himself to get that cat to do that. I think he put catnip on him. I think on his day off, Spencer just rolled around in catnip.
I smoke catnip.
Somehow I could believe that.
It doesn't do anything for me, but it does something for Benny.
That's right. I knew I was coming. But we'll come up with something else to speak about, Kyle. I'll wait on that fax or text or a pager. Well, we watched something and they had a pager in the other day.
It's Georgie.
Oh, it was, yes, the next, after Young Sheldon. George and Mandy's first wedding.
Marriage.
Marriage, yes. And he had a pager and that brought back memories of... I always wanted a pager, but I never had one.
I did.
Because it was silly, because now I gotta find a freaking phone to call somebody on. So, yay. Anyways, if you weren't a child of the 80s, stay tuned. All right, the next segment. If you can hold that up, it is Pierre Noel. It's an exceptional Christmas. My wife is one of the Christmas ales we've got. I think it's a 7%.
Yep.
What style is it? Got this at World Market so we could have a little bit of Christmas cheer. I know it's a little early. It's a little bit before Thanksgiving, but Thanksgiving's next week. Then Christmas kicks off. We don't know how many of these we're going to film before then.
It doesn't say.
Okay. It says right under the label Pierre Noel it has exceptional something something.
It says exceptional Christmas beer, unpasteurized, unfiltered.
Okay. That's what it is. It's a Christmas beer.
Product of Belgium.
Belgium. So we're gonna have a different taste than the typical American. So what do you want to bring
A
up?
little schmancy tonight.
A little schmancy.
So apparently,
Oh.
some of the folks involved in the Deadpool movies
Okay.
are working on a Spider-Man and Deadpool movie.
Oh. I had not heard that. So, let's see. Is Ryan going to be involved?
He was the one they asked about it.
Oh, really?
Oh, that's definitely Christmassy.
Well, it doesn't taste IPA to me. Always the unpasteurized. unfiltered. Kind of like us, we're a little unfiltered sometimes. But
So-
that's what you were saving? I'm sorry, I
Oh
interrupted.
yeah. I'm curious because they are in the process of making another Spider-Man movie.
Yes.
We have the unresolved. Everybody forgot who Peter Parker was.
Yes.
Um,
Well, everyone forgot who Tom Holland was. Yeah, I guess Peter Parker. Yeah.
Tonight I'm getting my revenge on you, sir, because it's usually you.
I know, I'm not feeling gaseous.
Uh,
I'm not the great Jupiter. Tonight I'm just Uranus.
it makes me wonder if universe hopping Deadpool could be the one to show up and be like, "Hey, I know who you are."
Oh. Yeah, because is that all across all universes, wasn't it, too?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be interesting. I'm still waiting for the third Spider-Verse movie, and I guess there's talks that it's going to show up next week, and there's going to be Thanksgiving or the day after Thanksgiving, they'll have a preview out. Because in New York City, I guess they're putting up the signs that's making a lot of people think they're about to release a trailer.
Okay.
Because it was supposed to release this year, and then with the pressure of how many people were overworked from the second one, then they backed off of that. Because then you find out a lot of underage people were working on it, 16-year-olds and 12-year-olds in animation, which is amazing they're doing that, but it's like, wow, they thought they could overwork kids?
Yeah.
And how much did they pay these kids?
They got paid with experience.
Yeah.
That's what I paid my son with today.
What did he do?
Help me work on that pantry.
Oh, okay.
He's taking a construction class in high school, and he got certified, but we don't know what in.
I was going
It's
to
like,
say.
you got certified. It's like, yeah, in what? I don't know.
I don't know. Do you have a piece of paper so we can look at it?
You don't get a piece of paper anymore, sir. You get maybe an email.
No, I'm going to have to catch up. An email. I used to get emails of changes, and I don't even get emails of that. They change everything, and I never get an email. It makes me sad. You tugged the tiger by its tail, son.
What?
The burping shall commence. But what is your... Let's see. We've got... Did you see any of that big thing where they showed stuff coming out from Disney? Like they had a slight preview of Daredevil Born Again. And then they were showing like the What If was coming out just before Christmas again this year. Then Marvel Zombies. Wonder Man looks very interesting.
I don't know that I saw the preview for that. I'll have to look and see.
It shows Ben Kingsley's going to be backed.
I did
Trevor
see that.
Slattery,
I did see, yeah.
and it's Simon playing a part of Wonder Man in a movie or something. So it's going to be interesting how they portray that. And they had another preview in that of Riri Williams,
Ironheart?
Ironheart. And the kid who was in Beast War, Transformers Beast, who was he's going to be, I guess, the protagonist to Riri Williams.
Okay.
So it looks interesting. They did not have, I keep hearing about Armor Wars with Don Cheadle. So it'll be interesting about how they haven't shown a preview of that yet.
Yeah. Well, that's... So, last I heard, they had started filming it, and then they moved it from being a series to now I guess it's going to be a movie.
Yeah.
So...
And then, Blade is on again, off again.
Makes you wonder, did they film, 12 hours of like this show when they're like, oh, we're gonna make it into a movie. Let's cut out 11 hours worth of story.
Exactly.
You know?
That's the whole crazy thing. Did you watch any of Agatha?
I haven't yet. It's on my list.
It's really good because it introduces a new character, which it's I enjoyed WandaVision, so it goes right after WandaVision. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it also brings back my crush from the '70s show. The woman who plays Kitty Foreman.
Oh, yeah.
She's in it.
I see. I like. What's that girl's name? She plays Death in there that I know of.
Oh yeah, she was in Legion. If you watch the show Legion,
Okay.
she was in that too.
She was in Parks and Rec.
Yeah.
And
She's a really underrated actress.
she was in Dirty Grandpa
Oh really?
with
Was Dirty Grandpa De Niro?
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, she was in that. Because
Because wasn't he also in a movie called War with Grandpa or something?
I don't know.
Okay.
We'll have to look that up. If only we had a research department named Kyle.
Look at all the beer you can drink.
What's interesting about that
Or
is
not.
when we have videos and it's like we put them out there and there's an open question of like for example,
He's always like the first to respond, either on YouTube or to one of us.
yeah, and
To my
I
wife.
said something about in one of our videos, Marvel Ultimate Alliance. I was telling you about the game and how you
Yes.
found Blade or whatever, and I was like, yeah, I can't remember where exactly it was.
The answer is yes.
First time I saw him at work, that like the following time,
Yeah.
he was like, he named off exactly where it was, and I it threw me off because I was like, wasn't even
You weren't
thinking about
thinking
it.
it. You were just like, what?
Yeah.
What were you saying yes to?
War with Grandpa.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
So you have Dirty Grandpa and War with Grandpa.
yeah. Speaking of, have
Are
you
you gonna
seen?
be a grandpa?
No,
Oh,
no.
dang, you're
my
way too
God.
young, Josh.
Um,
What were you putting in that sock, Josh? Packing it full, from what I hear.
what? There's a movie came out, and it's about this grandmother who I think it's her friend passes away,
Okay.
and she goes to investigate, and it's an action movie, but it's with all elderly people. So it's like there's a chase scene, but they're on like little scooters or whatever. I'm trying to remember what the name
That
of it
sounds
is.
interesting, just for
Yeah.
some weird reason.
I'll look it up. I'll look it up in between.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's supposed to be coming to streaming, I think. So
Sharing, it's got its goods and its bads. But like I tell people, I still collect physical media because you're not going to find everything everywhere.
or you get the hey, you bought this, but really you only bought a license.
Yes,
and we
that's
can
the
take
whole
it away
thing.
anytime.
you want. They do that with the music and video games.
Yeah.
Well, they've proven that with video games when they shut down the servers.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't play this anymore.
Although I was reading about and I don't know what the name of the game was, but some fans of a game that they shut down the server, had been offline for several years. A group of them got together and they made a fan-made server,
Really?
and so they brought the game back themselves. And the company, luckily, was like, okay, we're not gonna say or do anything about it. I mean, go for it, you know.
Yeah.
They're not being like the Pokemon company and like, we're gonna sue you for $35,000 just to set a precedence.
Well, you've seen what I guess Nintendo's doing that to some
Yeah,
streamer because he somehow got access to their games that were coming out.
Yeah.
He was playing them live on Twitch.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, well, yeah, I can understand Nintendo's frustration with that.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be one thing if they sponsored him and we're like, hey, why don't you push out one of these? We'll let you have access. Oh, it's empty. Oh,
So have you heard of Pal World?
is that where all the pals stick? Or
Sure. basically,
Personal ass loans.
yeah. This company made a game. They made basically a Pokemon game that everybody's been asking for. That Pokemon was like, or the Pokemon company was like, can't be made, can't ever be made.
And they made it.
They did. And so they made it, and now the Pokemon company is suing them for $35,000. It's right somewhere right around there.
Yeah.
It's chump change, but basically to set a precedence that nobody else can make a game where you throw an object to catch a creature.
Really?
Yep.
Pokemon, you're being childish.
Yep.
Because what are you supposed to do with wild animals now?
You'll have to release this.
Yeah, he's just laying there showing his belly to you. That's... yeah. That's my clone.
It's our mascot, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, that the great and wonderful Benny. Always wants to be on camera.
Benny is showing you his Bennis.
Yes. America's favorite video right there, AFV. But we'll come back with some other stuff. And Kyle, you can script it out for us. All right, Spencer, what do we got this time?
So we've got...
This is one I picked up at Trader Joe's. I know that because I saw the picture.
Everhaze.
Everhaze.
It's a 7%. It's a hazy India Pale Ale hopped with cashmere, citra, and amarillo from Tripping Animals Brewery.
Tripping Animals. Like Spencer was saying when he brought that in, he goes, one thing I do like, and he likes, when you get a lot of this craft beer instead of just the normal domestic crap, you got a lot of creativity, people doing a lot of cool art on the labels. You know. It's a light golden. Looks a little more golden in this light.
Definitely hazy.
Oh yeah, you can smell it. It's definitely an IPA. It's got the forward bite, but not the back bite.
Yeah, it's really good.
It comes across the front, but it doesn't translate in the back, which is good. So the mullet's in the front this time, boys.
So,
Yes.
we've talked before about a lot of like remakes and whether they're necessary.
Yes.
So we have a movie coming out soon that is a sequel
Okay.
that I don't think the first one needed a sequel.
There's a lot of movies like that.
Yeah. So we've got Gladiator 2 coming out.
Oh yeah.
And
Even though I love seeing Denzel in anything.
yes. And I could be wrong. It might turn out to be a great movie. They have a lot of top tier actors in there. But it just you complain, in general people complain about remakes,
Yes.
and then we get a sequel that, I mean, yeah, people are like, oh man, that movie was so good, I want another one. But is it going to be good, or is it going to tarnish the first one? And I think, like, we just need new
Yes.
ideas, you know?
Well, I love Ridley Scott. I think Ridley Scott is a terrific director. That's what I was worried about when you see the previews. Because a lot of people already from the previews, they're like, well, you're not going to have sharks, of all things, inside the arena. Yes, there was rumors that they did flood the arenas and make water sports, but they're having sharks. Where they're going to have sharks from? There's the argument there. And people are already pointing out inaccuracies, but then people start talking about the first Gladiator. And when he started the first Gladiator, he tried to get it historically correct. And it was boring. So he had people come and rewrite a lot of stuff that never happened.
And there were some things I've read that were going to be in the movie that were historically accurate that they pulled out because people wouldn't believe, because they had billboards
Yes.
back then advertising the different gladiators, advertising different, olive oils and stuff. But they took it out because people were like, no.
Well, they took out Denzel kissing another man. And it's just like, why? Because the Romans were like that.
Yeah.
They were whatever. They didn't care. And yeah, that's the whole thing is they pick and choose what they think should be historically correct and not. And it's like, most of the time they end up taking out the stuff that would be good.
Yeah. And I have to kind of, I say we need new ideas, not sequels. But also, there's a new Predator movie coming out.
Yes.
Predator Badlands. And I was listening to somebody talk about that. And apparently the premise behind that is instead of having a human protagonist fighting the I was going to say gladiator, fighting the Predator.
Which is a gladiator type.
Well, the Predator is the protagonist in this movie coming up.
Yeah.
So I'm waiting to see how that turns out.
But it's by the same guy who did Prey.
Yeah, which
Dan Trachtenberg, I think is his name.
that was a great movie.
But they're also doing, I think, a show right after that too. Was coming out on Hulu that goes with Badlands.
Okay.
So that'll be interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw Alien Romulus yet.
Not yet, no.
Dude, it takes me back. It's right up there with the first two.
Okay.
To me, it's fantastic film. I got goosebumps, the effects, everything. To me, we don't want sequels to certain things, but then this brings in a whole different type of sequel because it brings in new people. I mean, I love the Ripley quadrilogy. But there's a time that you have to write out. You can't keep carrying the same characters.
Yeah.
There was the rumor because when the original Alien 3, I don't know if you saw Alien 3, and she crashed on the prison planet, that wasn't the original script. The original script was written by a science fiction author, William Gibson. It was supposed to be, you can find it on the internet, the original Alien 3 script where they were supposed to be found, the three survivors from Aliens, Newt, Hicks, and Ripley, were picked up by a space station. You know what I'm saying? They came close enough, they got in a space station. Ripley was found to be impregnated at the beginning, and she was sent back into space. Little did they know, one got off the ship, and Newt and Hicks were the main characters, and they're trying to survive. And the aliens, because it was written by William Gibson, who did the original Cyberpunk stuff, so it's a techno alien.
Oh.
Technology-based alien, which was a very interesting thing.
Yeah.
A handful of years ago, I believe it's Joseph Kosinski, I think it was. It was one of the directors who are uppercomers. I think he's one who did Top Gun Maverick. He did Tron Legacy.
Mm-hmm.
He had approached them about doing that. He's like, we can fit it in, just rewrite a little bit. It'll fit right in between Aliens and Alien 3.
Yeah. With
Ripley still surviving. And it'll be good enough that people will, you know what I'm saying? And when Ridley heard about that, that's when Ridley went on with Prometheus.
Okay.
Because Ridley's involved with aliens again.
Yeah.
But supposedly he's going to come back with a third because he had Prometheus, Alien Covenant. He's going to come back and do a third Alien to finish that with David Michael Fassbender.
Is that back. Alien Earth?
No, that's a show.
Okay.
That actually, with the timeline, is going to be very confusing because it's before any of the Alien movies.
Huh.
But it kind of goes with I never thought about that when I watched the Alien Predator movies, with the aliens being on Earth before Alien ever happened.
Yeah.
It kind of fits in that.
Yeah.
But I can't wait. Anything to me Alien related or Predator related can be exciting.
Yeah.
Because it's a whole different species,
Yeah.
That's why I liked Prometheus, because it brought, a whole different species in as well. With the pilot or whatever they called that race of scientists who created...
The engineers.
The engineers,
yes.
Thank you. But they say sometimes that wasn't actually the right engineer. But I'd like any kind of story. That's the whole thing. To me, both of those movies, when Ridley came back, went back to his niche. Like I said, he understands what makes a movie good, and I think that's what his problem with historically correct, because historically correct isn't always good. It's kind of boring.
Yeah.
So I can understand both sides.
Yeah.
That was a roundabout way to get back to the whole Gladiator 2. I'll still watch it because I love Denzel.
Yeah.
On that note, though, did you hear, because Denzel is friends with Ryan Coogler, and did you hear he asked Ryan to be in the next Black Panther movie?
Oh, yes. Yeah.
And so he said he'll write him in a part.
Yeah. That'll be interesting.
Yes, it will, to see what part he will be.
Yeah. I don't know. It's a toss up. Like you know, you want something new, but then it's like something you're familiar with comes up, and you're like, oh, I want to see that, you know. And it's like, oh, really, you know. I don't know. I want some new stories, some new, you know, just completely off the wall. It's not a remake. It's not a sequel. It's, you know, it's not. Oh, we found this book that everybody liked. Let's make it into a movie. I want something just, you know.
Well, that's the whole thing with the whole movie TV business. If you find something that's successful, you try to copy it, mimic it, remake it, offspooch it. Like everyone liked The Boys, so then you're going to do Gen V, and then you're going to do Vought.
Yeah.
And that's the whole thing. Even though there's a lot of other stories out there, that's why I'm really hoping, because James Gunn has still not addressed the elephant in the room. He's got Superman coming out. They're working on Lanterns. They're working on Wonder Woman. They're working on Supergirl. But he said in that whole speech he was going to bring the Authority to the big screen. And I think the Authority could be a game changer because the stories are freaking amazing.
Yeah.
And I know Warren Ellis could be a sore spot on people, but I really think getting him or Mark Miller was on the second version of the Authority. Get them at some point. But I think Warren would, just because of, you go with the base 5 or 6 members of the Authority, and you have them as bad guys, because and when they were in the Image universe, they came across as bad guys, but they weren't bad guys. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They were just the good guys who didn't give a crap. They had to do it by whatever means necessary, and they could be what some people perceive the villains in the DCU. With Superman, and maybe he's saving for that. Maybe he's thinking like that. But I have not heard any update on that of all. And I really would like to know, because I want to see Midnighter and Batman go toe-to-toe. You know, I want to see Apollo and Superman. I want to see the Engineer. I want to see the Shaman. I want to see Jenny Sparks. You know, there's so many good characters that a lot of people don't know in the comic book world.
Yeah.
But then the comic book faithful are like, oh, I can't wait to see what happens.
Yeah.
You know? That's why I look forward to the Wonder Man thing. I mean, they could go off Wonder Man. They could bring the West Coast Avengers with Hawkeye.
Yeah.
You know, and all the other characters. I hear that's what the Thunderbolts, that's why the Asterisk are, because it might be the Dark Avengers. There is so much that can be done. There are so many stories. And I understand the need for updating, because so many stories can need updating.
Yeah.
And there's course correction at all times. I mean, I think that's what Kevin Feige is doing over at Marvel. He's doing a lot of course correction.
You did hear that, and I still think it was a red herring, but Robert Downey Jr. is not going to be Doctor Doom.
Why do they send him out like that? Because
Again,
maybe he'll think he's Doctor Doom.
I
Like he's a variant who thinks he is. And then the real Doom comes in. That would be nice.
can see that.
He's seeing him and you're thinking, and then he just gets destroyed, and then Doom's like, yeah,
Yeah.
I don't play. People would they would roar. They would be like, you know.
I could see them doing a storyline where the real Doctor Doom has cloned Tony Stark makes him like uses him as like a puppet of sorts. He's in the Doctor Doom armor. He's doing all these things, and when he gets outed, they're like, "Oh my God, it's Tony Stark. He didn't die. He just became, the villain or whatever." I could see something like that. I don't know, but
And then the real Doom steps from behind the shadows.
yeah,
And it's the guy from Fan Fantastic.
yeah.
With that awful Doom mask. I had to add that. Fan Fantastic. But, Kyle, are we keeping on script? Keep us in check. I do appreciate the feedback.
Yes. We're still waiting on you
Yes.
to come out here.
Yes.
We're waiting for you to come out of the closet, Kyle.
Come on. Don't make me stand up and show you how good I look in these shorts.
Come get you some BBD.
Yes. Okay, and video games we were just talking about. Talking about like No Man's Sky and Outer Worlds, because on Prime they're going to do a show called
Secret Level.
Secret Level, and we were looking at all the different games, and one of them was Outer Worlds 2. Like Hidden Levels, I guess it's about, or something like that, or
I think it's just stories
they go with
from the different universes, which I know they're going to get high viewership because it's based off of games, but I hope it continues, and I hope it's more IPs that they use.
Yeah, because one of them, like I saw Gods of War, but they didn't have it listed. They had
PlayStation.
Yeah. You said that was entitling like 2 or 3 different PlayStation games. One of the funny ones at the end, it said Concord, which Concord was a game that was released and quickly squashed because of lack of success. But yet they put this on there.
So I think that decision was made before the game came out. But I mean, we'll see. They could be, hey, it's a really good story.
Maybe we should continue this.
Yeah.
Okay, I'd pick this one. This is from High Cotton Brewing. It's called Scottish Ale. It is 5.5%. Memphis, Tennessee.
Oh.
It is a dark,
Oh.
being a Scottish ale. Oh, that is
You'd like that.
got a little bit of a coffee, not like a stout. It's very light. But I was talking about we were talking about Baldur's Gate 3 coming out and how they wanted to make sure it was right and how detailed it was when they released it.
Yeah.
I haven't got the privilege to play Baldur's Gate 3 yet. Helldivers 2 has been really popular.
They actually said, and the name of the developers is like, I can't think of it, but they're not making another D&D game after Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah.
Basically, they said we put everything into that, and they
No DLC or nothing.
they can't. They're like, we don't even know that we can match it, so we're just not gonna.
This is our perfection.
Yeah.
But what was the other one? Not Outer Worlds, but the one I just said. The big thing that is like 10 years old, but they
No Man's Sky.
No Man's Sky.
Yeah.
They released a big. I didn't play it till this year because I got it cheap. That's what my issue is. Like I waited to get Cyberpunk 2077 until because they rush to get these games out that are halfway complete or haven't been all the bugs out of them.
What gets me though is like where video games are now. It's like you have these companies that are rushing to get them out because they're trying to turn a profit.
Yes.
And people complain when they come out and they're not completed or they're a buggy mess. But then they turn these same people that complain that they rushed it out and it's not done, it's not fully baked, also complain when a company goes, we're delaying because we know it's not right yet. And it's like you
can't win.
Yeah, one way or the other you got to pick because did you ever play any of the Fable games?
No, I did not.
So there's a new one coming out, and it's been delayed I think a couple of times, and everybody's like it's because it's not going to be good. they're just delaying it because they know it's gonna be trash. And it's like maybe they're delaying it because they want it to come out,
Yeah.
without any issues. And there was another one that I was looking at too that was, it's been delayed, and the publisher actually came out and they were like, it's not done yet. We understand you're waiting for it. I'm trying to remember what it was.
Well, that's the whole thing with like Bethesda right now, isn't it? Because they're working on the next Skyrim game.
Yeah, Elder Scrolls.
Elder Scrolls,
Yeah.
and they're actually rebuilding their whole the base of the game,
Yeah.
right? The engine.
Yes.
So they're not using Unreal Engine.
No.
They're using I think with was it Fallout 4 when they developed their own because they were using Unreal before that or something?
No, they've been using, it's called Creation Engine.
Okay.
And
'Cause they let Obsidian do that in Vegas, right?
yeah, and some folks have been complaining because the Starfield,
Yes.
it came out in the same engine that Fallout 4 used,
Yes.
and they're like, you got to do something because it's getting old. You can see where it's it's having some issues. But I mean, I liked Starfield, so
Yeah.
um,
Sorry, technical difficulties there, but we're back on track with talking about games.
yeah,
And did you find who you're looking for?
yeah, it's a rival to Skyrim or the whole Elder Scrolls thing,
Yeah.
and I'm trying to find the. I'm looking at a list of currently delayed games, and I'm trying to. I saw the name of it, and then I passed it up, and
Okay.
yeah. Anyways, yeah. I mean, the way games come out right now, there's no winning over the audience, the buyer, because it's like.
To me, I'd rather wait myself because other companies can put out. Yeah, if everyone gets on a different schedule,
Yeah.
you have plenty of games. So you're rushing out to get the PS5 Pro, right?
No.
With no disk drive
Yeah.
for $200 more.
No disk drive, no base. So if you want to set it up, you got to pay an extra $30 or $35 for that.
Yeah.
Um,
Plus the hard drive was an extra $200, I think.
yeah.
Or not the disk drive.
Yeah.
And plus, I think when they tacked it out, it's only like 3 hertz faster.
Well, it said some games run worse on that than they
Really?
do. Yeah.
So yeah, what's
Yeah.
it worth?
I mean, so I follow this dude on YouTube. His name's Jake Baldino. He actually does it's a channel called Game Ranks, but he also has his own channel, whatever. And he was saying, he was like, it just came out. Give it a little bit of time. I'm sure there will be some games that are made specifically for it to show off that graphical. I mean, we'll see.
We'll see, but see how many games, because I got an Xbox One. I'm still seeing the Xbox One and the Xbox S,
Yeah.
whatever you want to call it, X or S, and they're just rehashing stuff from the 360 on some cases.
Yeah.
They're just updating the graphics on the Switch. You see that they're bringing back old Wii games
Yeah.
or GameCube games, and they're just adding graphics, and it's like, how much original stuff is it?
Yeah.
That rehash. And I understand because it looks better. I do understand it, but at the same price point, you should make it cheaper.
Yeah.
If you're just updating the graphics, you're not adding all the extra people who add all the in a new game. In my opinion, but that's me. Like I said, I'm playing my Fallout games on my Xbox One. I'm sure they'd look better on the Xbox X because it's a better,
Yeah.
But and I guess they've separated from what I saw the Portal, the PlayStation Portal.
Yeah.
They've actually got it so you don't have to play with your PS5 on.
Yeah,
now.
you can stream games now on Wi-Fi or
Yeah.
tether to your phone wherever, and you don't have to be connected to your
PS5.
yeah.
Which is cool. I mean, it looks like an interesting unit. From what I understand, we got the Switch 2 that's going to be coming out.
Yeah.
And then Xbox is going to forelay their journey into the handheld.
Yeah. Now, the Switch 2, the CEO of Nintendo already came out and said you will be able to play your Switch games on the Switch 2.
Yeah.
So
Well, you should.
yeah.
To me, all they have to do is you obviously can update the graphics card, the capabilities,
Yeah.
because everything's updated. You know, so it shouldn't be that hard of a transfer. I wouldn't think. It's the best selling console from what I understand at the moment. Is out past the PS2, which was the best selling console.
And what's interesting about that too is like Nintendo doesn't always go with the best hardware. They go with basically the best experience for what they're trying to offer.
The innovation.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not going to play Fallout on the Switch. I
Not
don't
yet.
think. But you know what I'm saying? Is
Yeah.
there certain games they're marketed for, and it's for a lot of it's for a younger audience. It was a great audience, but also for the older audience who does like that.
Yeah.
The throwback in a way, the Mario games.
There has been some talk, don't know where it's at, but it's been here and there that you may at some point be able to access Game Pass, Xbox Game Pass on the Switch.
That'd be interesting because I've heard a lot of Xboxes. You know, they're trying to go to the whole PC network, and they're trying to do that because they know they can't beat the PlayStation at this point.
I don't know. Have you seen their new ad? It's called. It says this is an Xbox, and it's like what you're watching the ad on is an Xbox. So it could be your phone, your TV, whatever. Because they're wanting to move. I hope they don't go fully into it, but they're moving to a like where you can stream games, so you don't have to have all of the hardware for the Xbox. You just need an internet connection. They supply the hardware on the back end and stream it to your...
Yeah, I think if they do that, they might mess up a bit because I think that's going to be the downfall in streaming a lot of things because you can only hold so much on their servers.
Yeah.
And people, like, the physical media is coming back because people are realizing the streaming stuff isn't going to last.
Well, and everybody experienced it last Friday, but you have a lot of folks
what
that
happened last Friday?
the Tyson Jake Paul fight. A
Oh.
lot of people ended up there watching it, and all of a sudden it buffered because there were so many people trying to watch it. And
Bandwidth?
the problem is you, huh?
I said you couldn't watch it live.
No. The problem is you have executives that go, I want this, make it happen. And then it goes downstream to the next person and they go, well, he wants it to happen or she wants it to happen. So we're going to make it happen. And then you have the people that actually put the work in for it and they go, this ain't going to work, but nobody wants to listen, you know?
Well, I think what happened with that is Netflix is great for what it does. But that's why you have video on demand as it is, because only a certain amount of users are going to pay that much for it. When you have Netflix, is already a subscription.
Yeah.
Like, they're sitting there talking about how Raw is going to, because I guess WWE Raw is going to be going to Netflix in January.
Okay.
And they're going to be like, oh, this is going to crash it. And it's like, no, it's not, because if people didn't pay attention, you could watch WrestleMania on Peacock. I watched WrestleMania on Peacock. There was not a problem.
Yeah.
It's the demand of what the Tyson was. It was too much. Plus, you have the existing people who watch Netflix just to watch Netflix.
Yeah. Yeah.
There was a lot of people who were probably on the servers who weren't watching the fight.
Yeah.
It should have been a separate whole system.
Yeah.
You know, and they didn't, and that's what their problem is. And people want to get mad about it. It's like, but dude, you weren't going to pay $40 for the fight anyway.
Yeah.
You already had a Netflix, you know. That's what I didn't understand is because, like, when they do the video on demand, the VOD, for a fight at a bar, they have to pay so much per person. That's why they usually end the bars charge people with the MMAs, they were like, it's $10 a head or $20 a head because they have to pay per head to the cable company.
Yeah.
And I saw, we were at Buffalo Wild Wings when it started. And I'm like, how are you going to do this? Because Netflix isn't a normal thing that's on at a bar.
Yeah.
But then it was shown through another service from Netflix. So they were pulling their VOD through Netflix. That's a strain on the system. You have the bars pulling from that system.
Yeah.
And it's not set up for that.
Yeah.
You know, if you're going to do the live, you have to have a totally separate department.
And I'm sure if they decide that they're going to go that route because of the viewership they got, you're going to have the packages you have now for Netflix, and then there's going to be like Hulu. You're going to have the live, and you have to pay for this one to get the live. You know.
Well, do you have Netflix with ads? Is that what?
Yeah.
So you were able to watch Tyson?
Yeah.
Okay, because I know that you couldn't watch the Bad Boys for
Yeah,
live.
that's the dumbest thing. I could watch the biggest event of last Friday.
Far more viewers than Bad Boys for Life.
Yeah, but I couldn't watch Bad Boys for Life because it wasn't even Bad Boys for Life. It was Bad Boys.
It was for the fourth
2.
one, the newest one. Was it 2?
It was 2.
Even though they offered it.
Yeah.
It wasn't just
because we had watched 1 together, and I was like, I really want to watch the newest one, so we need to, watch all. Try to turn on 2, and it's like, I'm sorry, your package can't play that for you. So
it's silly.
Yeah.
That's what makes no sense. I mean, you're already paying to have commercials.
Yeah.
So why limit? I mean, I don't think any of the other services do that. If you pay for it's either commercials or not commercials.
Yeah.
It's 2 different rates.
Yeah.
They don't limit what exactly you watch.
Yeah.
But you about to wrap it up? You ready?
Yeah.
All right, Kyle. Any complaints? Still don't got a script from you.
I would say write your congressman, but we got to pick a new one now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's some controversy right there. Because he said he's not going back. Because he actually technically won a re-election. He could go back in January, but he said he will not be joining them.
I think I'm going to run.
All right. We're going to run. We'll see you later.
Congressman Bowman.